The self-tightening shoe is a concept first seen by the world in the Back to the Future film in 1985, and that was called the Nike Air 2015. We've built something even better, ahead of schedule than Nike itself. Our self-tightening shoe understands human kinesthetics. It understands your motions, the way you walk, and tightens accordingly. Imagine getting ready for work, not having to tie your laces, just putting them on, and the shoes just wrap themselves around you comfortably. It tightens as you walk, and if you're late and you start to run, it tightens as you run as well. And imagine you catch the SkyTrain, and as you stand, it even loosens for your comfort. And it tightens again when you walk. It really does everything you need it to do, and you don't need to do a thing about it. Completely intuitive, all by itself. There was a lot of hardware that was very bulky that we had to fit in here, and because it's a footwear, it has to be as comfortable as possible, as light as possible. What we managed to do was actually carve out the sole of the shoe and implemented a servo motor inside of the sole on either side, both pulling down onto the shoe, which created a very nice tightening mechanism. Now, instead of having the Arduino board and battery pack on the shoe, we were able to have it separately on a leg wrap that a user is to wear when operating the shoe. And so it fits in the pouches sewn onto the leg wraps.
What are the typical actions?
If you stand, that's right what it is right now, and if you walk, it'll tighten.
Yeah. Whoa, that's pretty sensitive.
Tilt it.
I felt like I have to hold it pretty tight in order to trigger it, but ended up like it's pretty, like the triggering is pretty intuitive. That's amazing. I like how that's not just designed for like one action, but like most of the actions that's related to your stepping. I also like how this is designed is really soft, unlike most Arduino project that's having a big board like stepping here. I almost didn't feel the Arduino board at all.
Oh my god.
Stand in one place.
Whoa. Wow.
That's so cool. I think it was pretty good. I like the fact that it picks up the like normal kind of gestures, like how you would typically take off your shoes and put it on. And it really is like a no-brainer. Like, you don't have to think about it or do a special button. It just does it for yourself. And I like that.
The perfect fit is powered by Arduino with several input sensors and an output motor. The input sensors includes the force sensing resistor, which tells the shoe whether there's a foot inside and how often it's being pressed. And the accelerometer, which is another input sensor, determines if there's a foot tilts, which sets the removal of the shoe. The output is, of course, the servo motors that determines the tightness of the shoe. Now, the coding is also fairly simple. Arduino runs in a loop like so, and we have three separate if structures. The first being the force sensor being pressed, which means that your foot is on the ground. And the longer your foot is on the ground, the higher the ground contact counter will be, and that will continue to increment as long as your foot is on the ground. Once you lift up from the ground, which is as you take a step, it will calculate the ground contact time, and it will set the tightness accordingly. For example, if you're running, your ground contact time is going to be lower than your walking ground contact time. And there's also the third if structure, which is if the accelerometer is tilted, then the shoe is set to remove.